Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Desert Fox. It is now time for episode 8 of the Transport Fever 2 Summer Series. Last time we were together we finished off a massive, I think we did some editing over here. I know we've worked further over here. I think we set up the bricks thing or something. We did something. It's been like 10 days, close to 2 weeks since I've actually recorded. I'm gonna get to that here in a second. Before we go any further, please consider smashing that like button, destroying that subscribe, and obliterating that bell icon so you get these videos every Tuesday and Thursday. And, yeah, we're gonna get into it. Today, I'll get into all that information, plus what we're gonna do today here in a second. Well, before I get into all of that, I just want to start off with, we have a large sum of money. We have $386 million. Now, you would think that, okay, now we don't have to worry about money. But I'm going to do something here. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pay $200 million in taxes. Boom. To the government. We owe the government for our first 12 years of taxes, and that's how we are going to adjust this. The second thing is we did clear all of our debts, so now we have to figure out all this other stuff. The nations that we bought the trains from, and the companies we bought those trains from, and excuse me, I don't mean to cough, which we did buy a bunch of Prussian wagons and engines, and we bought a bunch of tank engines and wagons from some British railroads, and we need to pay them back. So that is a further $150 million. So we take that, and we are left with a grand total of $36 million. Now, we do not owe the German government or the English government any more money. Well, this time they would both be empires. And so, yeah, there goes that. That's how we lose $335 million in about 2 minutes. But, yeah, when you own a major company, we do have to pay our taxes. And as for today, last time we were together, we set up Waco and Fargo intercity loops and got them kind of working together. And today, we are actually going to build the passenger lines to these places. So we are just going to, let's just, as the crow flies, I think as the kids would call it. I like it. Alright. Now, as for coming down from Santa Ana, because that's let's just put it this way. Santa Ana sits up here in the mountains, right? We have to come all the way up. And my original idea was to actually follow this road. And I thought I was going to, but then I really thought about it, the topography of this, and I'm going to vote against it. So we are actually going to follow this section of track, right? We're going to follow this downhill. We already know that it's an established piece of track, so we know what we can do with it. And we are going to jut off in a different direction. I just hope I left myself enough money to be able to do what I want to do. So here we go. Alright. We'll come to about right there. And I've decided that this map's going to be broken up into different sections, and each of the sections are going to be represented by a specific nation's railroad. So, this section of the map, you know, this little island here, and this center section that we're working in right here, from St. Petersburg, we'll say from St. Petersburg to Topeka and down, so plus this island and everything across. So this whole center section of the map. So, you know, from Beaumont to El Paso down to, we'll call it St. Petersburg right here, all the way up to Topeka, Arvada, and Worcester as the central district, right? The central district of this map. Oh wow, there's so many things on this map. We might even go to Fort Worth as a central district, as the edge of the central district. the trains that are in the Central District will be of German and English origin, nations of origin. The railroads we're going to use on the other end of the map, by, say, New York City and all of that, are going to be American only. And I actually have a whole set plan for that. So this game, one of the drawbacks to this game is it doesn't actually, you don't have the ability, say like in a Railroad Tycoon from back in the day, to create or have multiple companies running in the same map, right? Right. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is something that the developers can't do, or if this is just something the way the game... Oh, autosave is here. When autosave is here, we take a drink. Having a soda from work. But, back to the thought. Thank you, autosave, for ruining my thought. But, the point I'm getting at here is we have a absolutely massive opportunity here for an ability to have multiple railroads on the same map. So what I mean by that is I'm going to act in certain sections and only do certain things or only run a certain company's railroad, like engines and locos and things of that nature on those sections. To quote unquote distinguish a second railroad, I want to do maybe 2 or 3, and that's probably I'm going to try to attempt that in the next several episodes. I might not do it tonight into this recording, like little mini recording session, but I'm going to try nevertheless to provide that for you folks and try to execute that. And those tracks would be absolutely separate from the rest of them, the rest of these lines and all of that, this, that, and the other thing. We spent about $6 million now hooking, just running the trains to Waco, or the tracks to Waco and to Fargo. So now, boom, look at that, nice little loop goes through the mountain. Now, yeah, could we have just gone right through the mountain? Yes, we could have. But what's the real point in all of that? And then we'll get to about right here, and we are going to put a nice little cross junction here. With some signaling, and then up here we'll do it again because we already have one in place here, so we'll just all right. Cuckoo, could you? All right, boom. Now, as far as this, now we need to get West Valley City hooked up. And I think how I want to do this is I want to just bring a single track passenger line. Actually, I might even do something different, where I go, oh, yeah, I think I see what you want to do. So you're going to run a passenger line. We'll just kind of go around the back here. And we're just going to make a nice little... We're going to just space this out just as much as we can, much as we dare. Okay, West Valley City is now got a train station. We're going to run this line to it. Yes. Cool. Alright, let's get the smoothing gun out. Bring out the flattening tool. Oh, wrong button. So it doesn't look like some omnipotent god just kind of came through here and ripped it apart. Not saying I'm an omnipotent god, but you know the point. You get the whole point. We just want to make it look nice. Plus, we've got the money to do it. So this is actually going to require 2 trains now instead of 1. But the theory is the passengers between Waco and West Valley City will service 2 points. 1, feed both cities' intercity connectivity, which would help both towns expand. And on the other foot of that, ooh, kind of cut right to the back of that field. I like that. That was a nice little thing we did there. Subtleties. You know. Yeah. I guess I didn't do this either. This is also like the third or fourth time I've redone this section, so you know, it's a new age terraforming. Boom, done. All right, cool. Now we will go ahead and throw in a couple of signals right here at the beginning of the tunnel and at the edge of the tunnel, and we'll do another one here about midway, and then we'll do another one right before this crossing. Boom, done. Cool. And I know, like, I don't really want the issues, but I'm going to put another diamond right here, or another double interchange there. And so now let's make a quick line from West Valley City to Waco. I'm going to name this WVC to Waco. All right. I'm going to name that a branch because it's only one stop. And we have another main service that's going to go from Santa Ana to Waco to Fargo. And then, what, back? Yeah, back. Alright. I'm going to name this the Santa Ana. I will name it the SA WA FAR. Boom. Alright, now we have 2 more trains to add. $25 million to do so. So what I'll do is I will I also added in a ginormous station, but we probably won't see it for quite a long time. And I'm purposely going to use it at a certain point. I'm going to use it at a certain point, I should say. So this section would require German. So I'm going to include Austrian trains in German trains, since Austrians are technically. This is the part where it's gonna get a little bit ignorant of me, but but I'm going to count Austrian trains as Germans, because technically speaking, without sounding like a prick, Germans or Austrians are technically considered part of the cultural group of Germans, so it wouldn't be technically wrong to do this. So yes, we are going to have a couple of coaches on this. Yeah, we're actually going to get these smaller ones. Yeah, we'll start with these smaller ones. We'll do 60 capacity, and that will buy, you know what, we'll do, for this is the smaller one, yeah, we'll do 40. Might need to be 50. Think it might need to be 50? I don't know, Desert. What do you think? Start with 40 and we can just add more wagons. Alright, so that'll do that, and then we'll go, this will be the Waco WVC branch. Now, for the main one, we'll just add, we'll double the capacity? Yeah, 80. But if you're going to do that, you should probably add a second engine. Nah, run the one. Alright, so you have all these trains in here. So now you need to go down here to this. Now, let's do... Alright, so we have $10 million left to play with. What can we really do here? We should go into... So these got trams. West Valley City doesn't necessarily have a whole heck of a lot for it going on, so what we'll do, it's not even going to need a full-blown passenger, like, I almost feel bad in putting a bus line in this just yet. It's just a little village. Well, shoot. I'm looking at all of these different services here, and I'm almost thinking of potentially, no, not today, maybe not today. Oh, that other track can run down to Alexandria, and we can do Alexandria Waco WVC. That is true. You would be able to encroach on a lot more stuff. Yeah, that is true. And then you can just bring that passenger line right like that, and inside, in either around the backside here to Alexandria or down to the inside, and do it that way. Yes, but let's get the let's just get a train on the tracks. How about that? Let's just start with a train on tracks. Here comes our first mate. Man, that's a pretty looking train. I actually really like those coaches. A lot more than I thought I would. Autosave is back. And the only reason why I know that that was making me so much money is it is 1887, which, for the story, I know I said we needed to start it by 1882. So, the government halted all of our railroad producing, instead of, not railroad producing, a railroad building, until we paid those taxes. They weren't going to seize the company or anything like that. Anything super dangerous. Oh, that's glorious. I love it. I absolutely love it. Do we take a ride? Well, I mean, yeah, we can. Wait, right control G? What? Right control Alt. Fuck. Okay, I need to maybe close this. What is it? I can't figure it out. But either way. There was I'm gonna shout out to Grand T here. I watched a lot of his content too on the side. He had mentioned how to turn the HUD off. I was gonna do a little HUD shot there. Yeah, we'll just do a nice little action shot for you here. Oh. Boom. Alright, there we go. Good action shot. Now let's ride. We'll hit the afterburners here for a second. Yeah, and that allowed him to space out a little bit. West Valley City's got 3 passengers so far. Alright, cool. And we're sitting at a cool $11 million. So, after this episode, we are going to switch directions. Oh, let me pause that thought. Sorry, and bring up that other thought I had mentioned earlier in the video. So now if you are still here from the beginning of the video, I had mentioned that it's been about a week and a half since I had recorded, a little over 10 days, and it shows because it tells me the last day I recorded, and the last day I recorded I had a double freeze on my computer. Now for anyone that needs to know, I bought an iBuyPower in 2020, Black Friday of 2020. It's an iBuyPower with a GTX 2070, oh, don't freeze. Okay, graphics card in it. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. It was a decent basic computer to get me started for this little journey. And I've got a terabyte hard drive space and all that good stuff. You know, typical gaming PC build for a pre-built. The fan that was controlling what the fan and the heatsink that was on the CPU that came with the computer weren't doing their job properly. They had just basically gotten worn out. So I took it in to get a cleaning, and I took it in to get a new fan installed, and I am looking at the new fan now, and it is a beast. And I mean, like, I ran this and just kind of let the game run for about an hour and just sat here, didn't touch anything, just kind of watched the trains, handled some paperwork in the background, things of that nature, and just put my hand inside the computer, like I had the glass out, put my hand in the computer and felt it, and have felt the improvement of the temperature of this computer dramatically change. So I'm very, very happy. I'm actually going to zoom in just a little bit, just to help with that. I realize there's some other upgrades I'm going to be working on, and that's kind of the future here. And the future of the channel is I'm going to be working on upgrading not only the quality of the product that you're seeing, but with thumbnails and eventually maybe a little bit of editing, but even just better storytelling and better narratives. I'm going to try to present to you a better product overall and make you guys a lot more happy and content. So, here we go. We have our first stop, and this is going from Santa Ana to Waco. It had no passengers, so we're going to see what we pick up here at Waco for Fargo, and we pick up 9 people for Fargo. Hopefully these people are all going to Fargo. And the only thing I think you guys missed in those like 7 years of or 5 years of development was basically just all of that money just pouring in. So transferring back now to the main story here, I'm gonna let this bed in, and we don't. Yep, there we go. See now the game just does this weird stuttering thing. I don't know if this is from the spring update or whatnot, but it does do the stuttering thing. So they did say in the next update that they were going to work on, and by they I mean the developers. Developers, like, because I keep track of I keep tabs on the updates and such from the game on my Steam and all that. They had said something about working at improving optimization and performance for even lower quality PCs. So they were looking to make the game a little bit, I don't know if it's the word cheaper is the word, or not cheaper, but easier to run, or less stressful on your computer. Because even at this point, my memory, when I looked at my task manager of it just running, and I was hovering between 70 and 85%. So like my memory on this thing, I don't know if I'm going to need to get another hard drive or something, but that's something I need to look into. So yeah, that's all that stuff on the back end. But you guys didn't see any of that in any of the time that these videos have come out. That was the greatest thing. The only thing I couldn't do was release the videos the dates I wanted to do. I wanted to start them right in the beginning of the month of August. And if you're watching this episode, and this is episode 8, this is probably coming out the first week of September. I had actually recorded all of those first 7 episodes in July, like in 3 days. Just banged them all out. And then I had to put the computer in the shop, you know what I mean, to a certain squad at a certain store that I don't know if, like, what's the YouTube legalities of saying that. So I'm not going to say it entirely. I'm just going to say it went to Meek Bod at West Nye. You figure out your interpretation of that as you see fit. And they did a excellent service, and I know maybe some of you are going to be like, why'd you do that? Why didn't you do it yourself? Because I'm an idiot. An absolute idiot. I don't believe in the way of the, you know, I'll be honest, I'm kind of computer illiterate. The computers I worked on back in the day when I was a kid, playing like Age of Empires and Railroad Tycoon 2 and all of that, they were very, 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 like, low demanding computers. Like, they weren't that demanding whatsoever. But yeah, that's really just it. What else have I done, aside from really just pumping stuff into all these places? Yeah, this truck station, I expanded it because it was absolutely not keeping up. I switched the road layout in downtown South Bend. So downtown South Bend got a massive road infrastructure change. I put a bridge in here for the road, so now these cars will come up. They have to round a kind of a weird angled bridge to kind of get up, go over the train tracks, but it services the area very nicely, and you can actually watch from the top of the bridge and see some nice train action. There's a Thomas and Friends reference there that I'm not gonna make. That's low-bearing fruit, but yeah, that's for your pleasure to make that reference. On to the next job, which is, so I'm gonna break this into As far as the other portion of this, I actually have considered maybe, yeah. So up here, right? We have New York City, we have Boston, we have Norfolk. So what I was thinking about for this whole section, we'll say from all the way at the edge of the map, which is North Las Vegas, Akron, and Provo, Boston, Albuquerque, Tallahassee, New York City, Norfolk, Durham, Centennial, and Victorville, and Arlington. That whole area is the entire northern section of the map, right? So we'll call that the Northern Rail Sector. And then, like, Ventura, Concord, Louisville, Austin. I mean, I could technically count them as the Central District. Because I feel like, yeah, because then we're going to here on the other end of the district. And then we have from Carrollton, Oklahoma City, Allentown, Dayton, all the way over. Yeah, so that makes sense. Alright, so what I just said about 15 minutes ago with the breaking up of the map, we're going to add in this other section of Ventura, Louisville, and Austin to the center. And that way, and then these guys will all use the same railroad. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let's take a quick look. Let's see, we got anyone... Oh, we have 64. Let's see what 67 brings us in. And this is how we'll end the episode off. We'll take a quick look here. I do like how this pulls into the station. We are sitting again at 27.5 million, so we have almost recouped our entire expenditure for today. We spent close to 26 million. I'm not gonna call it a massive loss because, you know, we have to do things by certain ways. So it's not a full train by any means, but it might just do the job. It might just do the job. But until then, guys, in the next episode, we'll take care of starting that next a second railroad, which I have not even thought about how the fuck to start. Pardon my French. And yeah, so yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. If you guys have any suggestions, maybe some different mods or something, I can maybe... I have a bunch. I don't even know where to begin with the number of mods I have installed in this fucking thing. But when I interrogate verify the integrity of my game files, it says I have over almost like 24,000 game files, and I think 18 gigabytes of mods and assets. So I have a problem. I have probably close to 500 assets and mods installed, not in this build, but probably installed to the game at my disposal. Probably closer to 600, honestly. I'm not even sure. I just grab stuff and I download entire collections and I do all sorts of different things. But yeah, we set up Fargo, we set up West Valley City, and we set up Waco. I think next episode we're gonna start in the Northern District with some story time. Maybe up here. We might continue in the Central District, making a plan here of attack. Probably gonna hook to Louisville somehow, and we have passenger tracks down here that need to get somewhere. So we might go South Bend, Topeka via Arvada, which would be a massive rail line, but I think that's what I want to do, and run it that way, and then change the way we want to go about it. I would say Fort Worth, but yeah, we'll get to it though. Until next time, guys, I've been your host, Desert Fox. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me get you a good leaving shot. Ooh, yes. Nice mixed consist pulling out of the station. Alright, guys. Till next time.